Así arranca la segunda parte del programa del día de la fecha. Así arranca el Es Esto, la fábrica del día de hoy. Amigo Raulo.
Estoy, está todo tranquilo, se escucha perfecto.
Perfecto, así arranca la segunda parte del programa del día de hoy. Así arranca el Es Esto, la fábrica de hoy. Esta parte del programa en donde pensamos, redefinimos, reanalizamos todo lo que tiene que ver con la industria de la música, y para eso nos nutrimos de diferentes diálogos. Hemos hablado con representantes de bandas, managers, organizadores de festivales, productores y músicos, muchos músicos, como es el caso del día de la fecha, donde nos vamos para Oslo, para Noruega, para hablar con los amigos del Dread Spectre Council, que ya están conectados con nosotros. Hello, are you there, my friend?
Yeah, can you hear me?
I hear you. Excellent.
Oh, was it loud? It was loud.
I never hear a person so good than
that
you.
Well. Okay, that's good.
Excellent.
Easy.
My name is Manu. We are live. I'm gonna leave you with Raulo. Raulo is gonna make you.
Mario.
Raulo is gonna make you a little question. It's a very weird question. We are going to make the same exact question to all the man, and later we are going to talk about the present of Dread Spectre Council. Are you okay?
Amazing. Thanks.
Ya te lo hablé, Raulo, todo tuyo.
Terrible voz. The sound is incredible, Kenneth. So
okay, yeah. I actually have a little studio set up here in my apartment, so maybe that's it. It's just a mic into yeah.
Perfect sound. We are going to start with the interview, so please tell us your full name, where are you from, and how old are you?
I'm Kenneth Amundsen. I'm 43 years old, and I'm from Oslo, Norway. So,
okay,
yeah,
okay. See, I'm over 40, so it's okay. And so please tell us, which is your first memory of you listening to music?
Oh, I don't exactly remember. I've seen pictures of me actually trying to push like chocolate into the cassette player of my dad's. So I was always like interested in music somehow, I think, and I was picking through their records and. But actually the first record I ever bought was I remember getting to choose with between Optimus Prime, you know, the Transformers toy, and a record of Europe with, you know, the one with Final Countdown and stuff. But I was 6 years old, so that was my first actual record buy. Next one was Kiss Destroyer, though, so it evolved quite.
Beautiful. Kiss and Europe. And do you have any...
I love la tapa de Europe de ese disco, es hermosa.
See, you know the front page of Europe. Manu likes it.
The front. Yeah, the cover.
The cover.
Yeah. Maybe that was what got me when I was a kid, you know, 6 years old and seeing that.
Beautiful. Yeah. And you went with your parents to buy music?
Yeah, I remember we were I think it was a flea market. I lived in Sweden, in Gothenburg, when I was a kid for a couple of years. And that's what I remember. That was my first. So it was quite like, you know, an essential thing that you chose the music over the. I really wanted that Optimus Prime figure too, but I had to have that record, you know.
Perfect.
That was amazing.
Beautiful. And which was your first instrument, and which was the first song that you learned?
Oh, that, you know, even at that age I was actually playing, and I used to like, you know, you have those tumblers that cables roll onto, and I put that on the ground, and I had a stick, and I had like this soft tennis ball on top, and I had a ukulele that I was trying to entertain my family with, you know, trying to have shows and stuff. So that was something that I before I could even, you know, think of what I was doing, I was just into music, and so later I've of course bought I got my dad's old guitar, acoustic guitar, and then they taught me to save up like my weekly allowances and then buy an electrical guitar later when I was 9, I think.
Okay, and you were in Sweden, and where did you get your first guitar?
No, that was back in the first real guitar was back in Oslo, because or in close to Oslo, because we lived there like for 2 years in Sweden, so that was just. But it's a big memory of mine from those 2 years.
Beautiful. And can you tell us, because we want to know a little of Oslo, do you have places where you can get instruments, and how are they?
Oh yeah, you have quite a few actually. Maybe a little bit fewer now. Some has unfortunately had to close down, but there's a couple, you know. One's called Four Sound. There's a different like guitar center type shops, but you also have like other more used guitars and weird instruments at Myrbråten. No, I actually don't remember the name of that shop, but it's quite a few. Yeah.
No, it's excellent your answer, because I want to know, because there are a lot in Poland, in North Europe. You have a lot of vintage instruments, and I love that.
Yeah.
See, that is really interesting.
Well, yeah, you get across there's used markets on the internet and stuff, and people buy used guitars there. So I mean, you can always find some weird instruments.
Manu and me, I'm living now in Barcelona, Manu is living in Argentina, and for us in Argentina, most of all, it's hard to find vintage instruments.
Is it?
Yes, it's really hard. I'm a bass player, and Manu is a guitar player, and for us, like buying, for example, a Fender 78, that kind of things, it's impossible. It's impossible.
Oh yeah, it's, to find those like vintage Fender guitars and stuff. That's what you're into.
Sure.
There used to actually, that's kind of a sad story, because there used to be a guitar shop called Vintage Guitars here in Oslo that did have all those guitars, and there's also a net-based shop called Dritfete Gitarer, which has this guy. He buys them from all over the world and fixes them up and sells them.
Perfect. I want to check that, because it's more a personal question, and you check it. Thanks for that. Manu, es impresionante. I'm going to take a little of Spanish with Manu. Todo lo que es la península escandinava tienen un montón de instrumentos vintage, pero un montón, muchísimo más, y no son imposibles de comprar. La verdad que es increíble lo que tienen ahí, aparte de muchos luthiers. Por eso ahí querías que me responda esa pregunta, y me lo confirmó él. And can you tell us, are there any places to study music for free, or you have to pay in Oslo?
Most of the university studies are free here, or close to free. It's like maybe there's a small fee, but nothing big. I guess there's music courses and lectures at the university, but I've never been a scholared musician, so I've never even tried to get into those. So.
Perfect.
So I'm sure there is.
Perfect. And can you tell us which is the first concert that you went?
The first concert as an audience was actually, I think it was Skid Row and LA Guns.
Wow.
I think there are a few people in LA Guns that ended up being Guns N' Roses later or something. Mm-hmm. But I was really into that kind of music. As I said, I was like buying Europe record and Kiss records and all of that stuff. And the turning point for me, like musically, into indie rock and grunge and all that was, of course, by Nirvana and all of that came later. But I was really interested in music all along, and then just in different types, like. It changes.
And MTV was really big in Oslo?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
It was, but I remember having that in Sweden, but not so much in Oslo, because there wasn't, everybody didn't have like cable. It was, we had satellite in Sweden, so we used to watch like the DJ Cat Show and Fun Factory, and then we saw the MTV clips. And when you're a kid, you think like it's like if it's Samantha Fox or it's Kiss, it's just as cool, because it's just like flashy videos and cool. So you didn't had you didn't have like a developed taste maybe that time, but I was definitely into these.
It's really interesting. Ahí está, Manu, otra pata de lo que nos faltaba cuando estábamos hablando del desarrollo del gusto. Esa es otra parte, me parece que es súper importante de todo lo que estábamos hablando, aparte de lo que el artista le da, cómo está desarrollado el gusto de las personas, ¿no? O sea, y lo que nos estaba confirmando también que MTV era gigante ya en Suecia y en Oslo. Impresionante el impacto de MTV en los 90, porque yo me siento muy identificado con él porque también tengo más de 40 años y bueno, MTV lo que decía, era un montón de videos nuevos con un montón de cosas nuevas y los chicos jóvenes que no tenían tan desarrollado el sentido del gusto, mirábamos cualquier cosa y consumíamos lo que nos da. I completely agree with you, Kenneth, what you were saying. It's really important that, and the taste, you know, the taste, the development of the taste. Beautiful what you're saying.
Sure.
And can you tell us how did Dread Spectre Council begin and why you put that name?
You know, I've been playing in bands for so many years, like 30 years, and from, you know, there's an old band called Mindy Misty that I used to play in with my brother and a couple of other people, and that was my, you know, main output of creativity, like from my part. And then I sort of took the back seat in some of the other bands that I played in and some of the bands that you've so kindly played on your radio station, and so I always just like wanted to do something with all the ideas that I come up with, you know, and have stored on my phone or cassettes or everywhere I do like demos and stuff. And then I realized that I have like close to 1,000 snippets of, you know, recordings and stuff, so I have to do something about it. But then, you know, I'm a bit slow, but it has to, you know, brew slowly and get somewhere. So that was by chance, really. This was just a kick in the butt when I got to do this with Dale Crover that made me realize I have to do this now, and so it sort of like kickstarted the whole thing about showing it to other people. You know, I've always been doing it by myself, but it's a different thing to present it to different people. You know?
Exactly. Completely. Otra cosa también que nos decía que una cosa es estar tocando, Manu, y estar haciendo música, y otra cosa es mostrárselo a los demás. How old were you when all these things happened?
Oh, well, this one, the Dread Spectre Council is quite a new project, or it's at least like materializing as a project or band. But I mean, I've been recording those snippets from all over many years, but I started to play in bands when I was like 9 years old, and it's been just like different projects all over, some, you know. So it's been something I've been occupied with for quite a few years. Yeah.
You love music. That is the important thing.
Yeah, sure, absolutely.
Exactly. See, in October of 2024, you released 2 songs, Dystopia and Eons. How was the recording process?
Well, that was what I was talking about. That it was actually kind of a kick in the butt, because I was, you know, slow cooking all these songs, like never even having a deadline to where I'm gonna put those out, and then all of a sudden I just woke up on my couch. I had fallen asleep and I saw that Dale Crover had some time available, and so I just, in a haze, like blurry, sleepy haze, I just went from the sofa to the PC and I sent him some quite crude demos that I almost was embarrassed by having sent him later on, but it was something that just told me that I have to do this now, because you don't get the chance that often, you know, or ever. So that was what the kind of like helped me realize that the first release, which is now like couple songs on Spotify, and also an extra bonus track if you buy the actual 7-inch record.
Beautiful.
And the recording process was that they recorded it at the Sounds of Sirens studio with Toshi Kasai from Big Business, and also Melvins, and he Dale Crover from Melvins and Nirvana and Red Cross. Actually, yeah.
Wow.
It's amazing that he said yes. I just thought he's never going to do that. And then came back with messages. Yeah, sure.
Wow.
And it was absolutely amazing.
How was the experience talking with him? And you have any fight or that kind of things, or it was
no, absolutely not. He was really professional with everything, and he actually, I'm so amazed by how good of a drummer he is, because there's like in the Eons track that you played now, it wasn't any reference with clicks or anything. What you have this part where it slows down and it begins back up again to this, but he just like does that on feel, you know, even from another recording, and it's just amazing that he did it quite quickly, and didn't seem to be a problem for him to follow that at all. So
wow, it's a human playing, not a computer.
Yeah, but that was a purpose. That was a slowed down in the time that was meant to be. So it was planned. It wasn't like sacking. It was planned. Beautiful. But he's absolutely a great drummer. And I'm really amazed that he's on my record. So.
No, it's beautiful, a really nice experience. And what did the lyrics talk about?
Yeah, you know, that's sometimes it's even hard for me to figure out sometimes, because you start. Yeah,
I know.
But, and I like it that way, you know, because it's open for interpretation. It's like everybody has their own take on everything, and that's how words and language and communication is. But to me, I feel like I tend to be. Maybe you could say that many traditional indie rock songs are often, you know, a little light-hearted, or talks about skating or stuff that I personally love too. You know, I love those tracks, but I maybe I tend to get a bit more like whiny, or I'd like to say like mournful some places, but it's maybe whiny to some people. I don't know, but it's so. I mean, I'm into stuff like Bob Dylan and all that stuff too. So I've always been taken with like the melodies and rhythms of words and lyrics. It's a musical element, you know. Also with the literal meaning. So it's a yeah. It's an interesting thing to do.
A mix of those two things. Something abstract and something written. Something like
Absolutely.
that.
Absolutely.
Yeah, exactly. Manu, ¿alguna pregunta?
Por lo de las letras quería entrar, pero ahí justo estabas entrando, y después sí podemos entrar a hablar un poco a lo que refiere el sonido, que se me hace que es gente que tiene muy claras las ideas.
Ahí está. Le pregunto cómo buscó el sonido, o si ya tenía la idea del sonido y después lo buscó. ¿Algo así?
Sí, más que nada cómo se ponen de acuerdo entre ellos a la hora de elegir el sonido de los instrumentos.
Sí. You know, Kenneth, Manu wants to know about the sound, the audio of the songs. How do you manage that? How do you search for that sound?
Sure. This particular output is, you know, the drums are recorded and like fully mixed from Toshi Kasai, and he's an amazing technician and producer. So that was, you know, I didn't fuck with that at all, because he made it perfect. But I also have like a studio at home, and I work at the place called Vålerenga Platefabrik, where this guy Torstein Lindås, he has all these like amazing outboard equipments and like everything you could dream of as a nerdy sound and music guy.
Okay.
So
está claro. Y
sí. ¿Vos qué querés preguntarle en el ida y vuelta, Manu, cómo fueron haciendo eso?
No, y ahora preguntarle si grabaron en vivo o graban los separados los canales, cada instrumento separado.
Manu wants to know if you play it live.
Yeah, sure. I play, but I play, regularly. I play everything by myself. But when I had the chance to have Dale over there, I couldn't, in the studio thing. It was kind of practical because when you have, there's so much amazing musicians that I would love to have on it, but it was kind of like a dogma thing that I had to do one record by myself where I'm working on that one, and then. In the midst of all that, this happened, so I couldn't do anything but realize that project is like, when do you get that chance? So I had to take that chance.
Of course.
But usually it's just like recording first like a lead guitar or a guide map guitar, just to have the song in my headphones while I play drums on them myself. That's the way I usually do it, and then I put all the other instruments. So it's just, it's except for this with Dale Crover and also working with an amazing cover artist, which is Monica Fosse, which it's been my collaborating partner for covers since the Mindy Misty times, and she's just an amazing artist. Except that it's just been like my little small dark corner of the universe, where I haven't even like planned where to put it out or how to put it out, or even if I was gonna put it out. So when I got this chance to do it with Dale Crover, it just sort of like helped me, push it forward. Yeah.
Push it forward, perfecto. Una locura, Manu. El viaje que se pegó. Terrible. Terrible. Muy bueno.
My friend, are you agree with the noisy indie alternative rock label who Spotify put on the Dread Spectre Council?
The noise rock. Did they put like a label called noise rock, or in a playlist called noise rock or something? Well, I mean, it's quite melodic, and for me, listening to like Glenn Branca or something like that would just like noisy stuff, or it's not sonic death, It's not the real experimental stuff, but all that comes into the whole equation when you listen to all of that type of music, and it's a sensibility that you get from a lot of these artists, and it doesn't really matter how the output is, because that is my muse and what I get, the melodic thing. And I think it's to me on this project it's important to just channel in the things that you get creatively, and then be quite true to that, and not censor anything, because it tends to get worse when you do that, I think. It's more real when you do that. So you have all that input into a pot, and this is what comes out, So.
Tiene un nivel de cabeza, Manu. You're really clever. It's incredible. No, because I think that for me, this is personal. They are crazy lyrics with a really deep, conscious. I don't know how to explain it. See. I really like that.
Amazing, thank you.
No, I feel like a crazy person, many times, and I think that crazy people, when we meet, it's like, you think something like me. It's beautiful.
Yeah, well, but that's a good thing. We all feel crazy. I think we all are pretty out there in some level or another.
Exactly.
So we're much more alike than what we think,
Exactly. Sí. We empathize a lot. Manu.
Tengo una pregunta muy rara, Raúl, es la última de mi parte, pero me gustaría preguntarle a él, saber qué es para él cuando se dice que una banda maduró, para él qué significa eso.
Manu wants to know, Kenneth, how do you feel when someone says that a band grow up? You know, like now it's not that small band. See, what is for a band? How do you feel when a band is growing up? What does it mean to you?
I'm not sure. That's nothing that I usually think about. I don't think of music that way. It's just like it's a drive and it's an inspiration and it's something that you do to channel all those things in a different language than you could speak or than you could communicate in any other way. So that's, I mean, it's cliche to say it's magical, but it is really, because you just get it from somewhere and you just end up with this thing, and it's a form of expression that I don't feel is like, there's not like, now you're a grown-up band. What's that? You know, what's that? So, and if so, it sounds a bit boring to me, actually, to be a grown-up band.
Perfect.
Yeah. So it's better to be a childish approach, just at least much of the stuff that we do.
No, Manu and I we make that like for the journalism. The journalism is like have to write things. Now it's a grown-up band. What is that? We completely agree.
Would you buy? You have it on a sticker on the record. Well, this band is all grown up.
Exactly. That kind of thing.
That was
perfect. Manu, ¿se te parece una pregunta más y cerramos? Genio. Sí, muy bueno. We are going to make 2 more questions. Can you tell us something about Dread Spectre Council future plans?
Well, actually, I got the cover for the next single from Monica Fosser yesterday, so I'm putting it out there. It's called Hexes Up. It's a single which is going to be the first one from the upcoming album, and I think it's going to be released in February digitally, and like bit by bit I'm going to release what's eventually going to comprise the album that it's that is in the works. So there's a lot of songs I have, and now when I happily got that chance to, and a kick in the butt to get that record out, I'm more prone to just release the rest of it too. So it builds a bit of confidence to just do it once, and then you have to take it from there.
Perfect.
Me traducís.
No, que va a sacar un montón de música. Tiene ya la tapa del próximo single que se le hizo la persona que trabaja con él. Y bueno, que va a sacar, tiene un montón de música hecha, y en febrero, a partir de febrero, va a empezar a sacar más.
¿Algo de la armónica?
Sí, no, es el nombre de la que lo ayuda, Mónica. La persona que lo ayuda.
Quería mostrar el tema mío de la armónica con música.
Es que lo tenemos que usar todas esas cosas, Manu. Hay un público ahí. Hay un público, sí. No, Kenneth, it's been a pleasure to speak with you. We really enjoy to meet meet people like you that loves music. We are going to end the interview, and we of course that we keep in touch. Then we are going to send you the interview, and just to finish the interview, we are going to play Dystopia. Can you tell us something about that particular song?
Thank you so much, and first of all, just thanks for having me on. I really appreciate that you're helping me and supporting the music, and great show and great people, so thank you so much. Dystopia, I mean, it was one of those songs that I actually conferred with my brother right before I sent it to Dale Crover, which he, do you think this one or this one? I have a lot. So it ended up being those two, and I wrote the lyrics after I sent him the sketches and the crude demos. So this is just something that happened amazingly fast in my world. so it is one of the songs off the first record, and here you go.
Thank you very much, Kenneth. We keep in touch. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you.